Does your child just seem irritable and difficult when you decide it's time to practice? Are you having a hard time fitting it in because there just doesn't seem to be a time when you can get it done? Let's talk about what the best time of day is to get your practice in. This is Adventures in Suzuki Parenting. Hi, I'm Jody St. Clair, and I make videos with practice tips, conquering challenges, and making a great practice experience. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you can get tips every week. I would love to hear what time it is that you fit your practice in. Let me know in the comments below. The short answer to this is that I don't know what the best time of day is for practice. It is going to depend on your family. Everybody is a little bit different, but what I am going to give you is some suggestions so that you can maybe figure out what is going to be the best time for you. Overwhelmingly, students find that practicing in the morning is the best time. I think that we are fresh and doing something that requires this much brain power just works well in the morning. I often have students that want to fit it in before they go to school in the morning. However, that is just not possible for everyone. Some of my students are getting up very early and can't really fit in a practice before they go to school. Some of my students, morning is not a time of calm or a time of learning, and things are a little bit more chaotic in the morning. And it's really not an ideal time to practice because everybody's rushing around and getting ready for their day. I think that brings up a really good point. The time that you're going to fit in practice ideally has an element of calm. In our Suzuki early childhood classes, we try to create this environment of calm for the babies and toddlers because we know that the most potential learning is going to happen during that calm period. So in your own practice at home, it's really good to try to have an environment that has calm and focus. I know that sometimes that is really difficult to do. If you are practicing with your 5-year-old and you have a 2-year-old, it's not always easy to find a calm space where the 2-year-old is not kind of running around and trying to create havoc. We've been through that. It's difficult. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't last super long, even though it feels like it's going to, and it's worth sticking it out and doing the best you can. We can't always make the most ideal, but we can always strive to do our best. If morning is not a good time for you because of one of those reasons, that is okay. It doesn't really matter when you fit it in. The biggest thing is that you fit it in. My second, probably most popular time is right after school. And when I say right after school, it's usually after a snack, a little bit of downtime, and then moving into homework and practice. I think it's a really good idea to consider practice just part of your homework routine if your child is doing homework at school. It can even be part of what breaks the homework up into smaller sections and makes it more feasible. That brings up another topic. It is okay to break up your practice into mini sessions. We often recommend this with really young children from ages 3 or 4, that doing tiny, small practices, but really often, so maybe multiple times a day, is better for that age group. You'll get more done and you won't feel like you're pushing your young child to the very edges of their limits with focus. I think that that is a fine tactic to use for any age. Your chunks might look a little bit longer than 5 to 10 minutes. I know that I really enjoy using about 45-minute chunks for myself. So at about 45 minutes, my ability to focus really well peters, and I need a break at that point. I need to move and do something else for just a little bit, and then I can come back to practice. You may consider putting a chunk in the morning and a chunk after school. I think that the least successful time for practice is after dinner and before bed. Usually for most children, this is just too late. But if this is when you can fit it in, or when your child seems to be able to do it well, that might work great for you. It just tends to be when our brains are ready to move into a shutdown and to restful period, not a learning period. You may not get as much in or as quality of learning as you would like to if you're doing it late in the day. I hope this gives you some different ideas about maybe when practice might work best for you and your family. And I think that the most important thing to know is that figuring out whatever is going to work best for you is most important, and you don't need to worry about what anybody else is doing or saying. Doing the practice is the key, and making it a regular habit is also important. Thank you for joining me on this musical parenting journey. Happy practicing.